Okay, so I'm here with Emily Noble, founder of the brand IDWT Trust, say custom clothing brand. And what was the first thing that really attracted you to making custom clothing?
The first thing that I found intriguing was that there weren't many clothes for those that didn't know what to wear. I always found it quite difficult to know what I wanted to wear. And then what I used to do when I was younger is I used to just create tons of doodles and different little drawings, and I always thought, how can I get those to be seen by other people? And I had the idea of, well, you can't actually walk down the street holding your painting, but you can walk down the street with it physically on your body, and that's kind of what attracted me to it initially.
Okay. So obviously custom clothing is huge in fashion right now, and what do you think attracts customers to independent brands such as yourself, as opposed to larger companies like Nike or Reebok?
I think the main thing that is attractive is the fact that with independent clothing, every piece is made with the buyer in mind. It's made for that person. I mean, yes, Nike, they have their ID range, but it's mass produced and it's still Nike, so it's a huge enterprise. And with independent brands such as myself, like, it's all hand sewn, it's all handcrafted, and that just adds more of an appealing factor than it being something that anyone could possibly buy on the internet just by clicking a few buttons. You have to be in conversation with myself as the creator.
And do you think that attracts customers to IDWT Trust? Do you think that's definitely a key aspect?
Yeah, it's a personal business. It's like, it's small, and I personally have conversations with every single buyer, discussing what every detail can be done for them, as opposed to it being a mass-produced thing.
And then, what other platforms do you think have helped you and your brand, kind of from a selling perspective, or from a brand awareness as well?
I mean, I'm super lucky in the sense that Instagram has been the main reason that I've maybe been able to have the recognition that I have thus far. It's immediate. Everyone's on their phone a lot. Also, you have the ability to use other young creatives and have them help you out. You can tag someone, and they'll be available to see be seen through your work, or yours through them. Depop's another great tool. I mean, I don't use it as much as Instagram. However, it's a great way of broadening the people that are able to see what I'm doing. But yeah, well, I'm incredibly lucky to live at the time where you have Instagram and Depop.
And with your brand, what do you think is really the next step? Do you look to expand, or what? Going from an independent brand, which is all the clothes made by yourself, kind of what's the next step for IDWT Trust?
I've got a few ideas. I mean, the main thing is to expand, to get people to help me with the sewing, because currently it's just me doing it all, which is very time consuming. But the main ideas I have is to use other young creatives and to use different mediums, so rent out different spaces and get young people's artwork on the walls as the backdrop, and then have young people's playing music, showing the music that they're creating, and then have people in amongst that space wearing the clothes, and then just turn it into a party. So you have all the scenery, all of the people that are dressed, and all of the sounds. They're all just young creatives that have stuff to show, and that just makes a multi-sensory platform.
So can you talk us through the kind of the process of making your garments?
Yeah. So the whole ethos of the brand is to be sure to promote sustainable clothing. So I'll use pre-worn, pre-owned materials. I use a lot of Levi's because of the durable fabric of the jean. If I'm creating a piece which has been commissioned, I'll then go out to independent vendors, and I will find the size available, find the size needed for the person. And in terms of the actual designing, I take inspiration from anything. To be honest, it's predominantly films or album art, different music, different artists that I enjoy. Anything that I find that I want to walk around wearing. That's kind of what I look at. So the process for the Keith Haring inspired Levi's is that I take Levi 501s in this design, is with an off-white colour, and what I'll do is I'll get a plain pair of trousers, and I'll have these templates that I've drawn out, literally simply in A4 paper, and then I'll place them onto the piece, and I'll trace around it with a pencil. And then I have a huge range of coloured fabric paints here that I simply paint onto the fabric with. And then once that's all dry, I take my threads and I hand stitch over the outlines of the figures, which takes quite a few hours, but that's the whole ethos of the brand, is that it's handcrafted, hand sewn, and each piece is individually made for the buyer, as you can see.